Hey, this is Key Creative Studio, Master Drawing Japan. Let's make a point to draw every day. Alright, so I'm gonna talk about drawing the back. And I've done a few videos on this before, but I think the back always is a good part of the body to be confident in drawing, actually. So I think it deserves revisiting. So in terms of like drawing the back, there there's a lot of things going on here that sometimes confuses people, or can befuddle people if they're not acquainted with it, or head's not in the right place or something like that. So once we have like our main volumes here, like the rib cage and like the pelvis, right? So what I like to do is soon as possible, I try to be clear about the positioning of the scapula, because that is a major point for me. And once I get that, once I get the scapula, well, I'm not going to say it's easy, but it definitely makes things a lot less complicated for me, because I can know exactly like where the arms are going to be, and what relationship are they going to have in relation to the scapula. Okay. All right. So let me start talking you guys through what's going on here, since I've got the main part of my gesture down already. Okay. So from the neck here, right? We have this one muscle that comes off the neck and then like inserts down in here, like over the rib cage, and kind of like fits into like the shoulder, which we call like the deltoid. This muscle is your trapezius muscle. And the trapezius muscle actually is like a triangle that comes down into your back like that. I remember the first time I heard or I read or saw a reference to the word trapezius was reading the Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns. I know it's silly, but sometimes comics aren't all that bad. Sometimes you might learn something, but yeah, there was a scene in there where Batman was getting attacked by somebody, and bitten by some assailant in his trapezius. It's the first time I remember hearing that. When I was like in high school, I was like, oh, like what's that? So, you know, these anatomical terms. I had no idea, but the trapezius actually is a major part. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry, I'm just rambling here. So, now, in contrast to the trapezius, we have the latissimus dorsi down here, and actually, to a certain degree, the latissimus dorsi will go over the lower part of the scapula. And it's kind of like, it's a weird, for me, it's always been a weird position because it's almost like, it looks like drapery sometimes, used to me, the way it comes down and inserts in here like that. So you have the latissimus dorsi, you have the trapezius, you have the scapula, okay? Now, I don't always draw it, not everyone draws it. On top of the the scapula, there's a muscle, a very big muscle, which is called the infraspinatus muscle, and that sits right on top of your scapula. Actually, there's three muscles. There's the infraspinatus, there's the teres major, and the teres minor. Teres minor we see a little bit because that's like that little bit of flesh that connects into the arm here. Like that. Okay. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Let me just flesh this head out a little bit so we can have an idea of what's happening here. Make sure I don't make this head too small. Okay. So now, you know, I'm drawing this person with, you know, a fair amount of lean muscle here, right? I haven't really like drawn, because the truth is, like, not everyone, you know, is gonna look like this. Kind of lean this way. You know, people are gonna have like some fat and like fleshiness to them, right? So So if you think about it, and this is what gets kind of confusing, because sometimes, because you have the rib cage here, and then like as well, obviously I have this figure like tilting off to one side like this, right? So sometimes, like, you know, we will actually sometimes, like, you know, we'll see like a fold like this, like coming off the body. And if you know your anatomy, it's like you start thinking like, well, what muscle is that, right? And the truth is, it's not particularly a muscle. It's just the, you know, the flesh that is um, giving way to the body, you know, turning like that. So um, so it can get a little bit tricky. So you really have to not just know your anatomy, you know, just like looking in the books, um, and be able to, you know, just to name parts, but you know, you really have to really understand how these things work, um, when when they squash and stretch and give way and all that kind of stuff. And I know it's not easy, but um, I think experience and just making sure you have um, enough mileage to understand these things and not worry about it, or at least um, not be confused or taken by it. You know? Again, I'm not talking too much these right now. I'm supposed to be trying to help you guys out, but maybe it's just better if you just watch me just do it. Um, okay, so there's the back, there's the leg, back of the leg, biceps femoris. Here's the semitendinosus. Sorry, semimembriosus. Oh boy. Biceps femoris is easy to remember because it's, you know, it's like a bicep. That's pretty easy to remember. Okay. All right. I think I'm gonna make this a short one, and I don't know. I might even just make this just like a time lapse or something, since I didn't talk so much for this one. I'll see. We'll see how that goes. And for you guys, you know, if you get, you know, confused or frustrated, like with drawing anatomy or whatever, always remember that, you know, it's not really due to your lack of ability. It's more so due to a lack of what you currently know. You know? So, you know, everybody has the ability to draw. Everyone has the ability to draw. It's just that it's something like language that has to be learned. You know, whatever language you speak, you weren't born just knowing it, right? You know, you had to be taught. You know, so the same thing goes with drawing. It's something that, you know, some people do have like a little bit of a gift or a natural talent for, you know, for things, or being able to observe things more, but it's something still, you know, that you know, it has to be learned. There's only a certain degree that, you know, you can make up things by yourself, or, you know, figure out things by yourself, you know, and I mean completely by yourself. You know, you're going to employ the support of people who came before you, or people who, you know, might be your peers, or your, you know, or your mentors for that matter, you know. Okay, all right, and okay, I'm gonna call it for today, and I'll do another one in the future. Okay. Sorry I didn't talk so much, but I hope maybe this was a little bit helpful for you guys. Okay. Okay, I'll see you guys next time. All right, bye-bye.